Mini Motorways Los Angeles. I purchased the game Mini Motorways. The first map it offered was Los Angeles. I love this game. I'm going to tell you what I learned about playing the game. So, this is the first map that I played, which is Los Angeles. And you notice I drew some lines on it. And what I realized is you want to connect roads direct from the houses to the workplaces. So, in the case of the green over here, I could have made a more direct road, although it's actually pretty good. Blue does not have a direct road. Blue has to go through a winding path and share roads perhaps with other vehicles. Um, Even though they're all going to use bridge number 3 or bridge number 2, I should have made a diagonal road or a better road. So with gray, it's the same thing. I do have a direct road from the houses on the east to the workplaces in the middle, and then from the houses on the west to the workplace in the north. I do have a direct road. It kind of goes through the middle, but it's kind of a shared road. I could have built a direct road solely for the purpose of that color, and I would have gotten better performance. Magenta is an example where the road's not that great. The upper workplace is connected well, but the lower workplace is not. It's shared with the yellow, and the houses over on the right, they have a direct road, but it is also shared with the yellow. And then the yellow, I could have made a road going around the bottom and then through the middle, and I would have had a better layout. And you're going to see that in the future maps, I did make the changes. So here is one where I made a bridge going across the bottom. Don't know if it made a difference. And you can see that yellow, I could have done a better job with the yellow going north and south because all the houses lined up. You're also going to notice that all the workplaces are on the west and a lot of the houses are on the east. And you can see that with the magenta, I used the wrong color over here, but it's supposed to be magenta. I could have built the connecting road, and with the yellow, I could have done the same. So, again, this is my second map. This is actually my third map. And I had congestion over here where I don't know if you can see the mouse pointer, but it is, let's see if you can see the mouse. Yes, you can. Okay, so I had congestion over here where I had a bridge number 1 that should have brought these people to that workplace, but for some reason they didn't arrive. I don't know what the reason is, but there's too many cars. You got literally there's 4 different color vehicles all crossing through, and we've got all this open space over here. One of the issues is you're going to run out of tiles. This bridge, you lose 10 tiles to make the bridge. And this bridge, I need it, but I could have done a better way. Maybe I could have made just one bridge going across. But you want to get as many bridges. Maybe I had roundabouts that I didn't use because I don't like to use the roundabouts. They don't seem to work very well. And the traffic lights, I'm not satisfied with them. So here's something different happened. You notice that with these gray buildings, there you got some on one road, some on another road, some onto the main road. I don't do this design anymore. What I do is I turn them all into their own little neighborhood where they have one road that goes through and all the other traffic goes around. And the reason why is because it reduces all of the traffic jams for the houses. Uh, is there a road where it was done correctly? Not on this map, but we're going to see it on future maps. So here you see that it's still being done wrong. Like this greenhouse that I'm pointing to is connected to the magenta. Eventually, I remember this map. I remember thinking, oh, I could take these 2 magenta houses, just connect it to this road over here instead of having this extra road, which is never used. And with the yellow houses, I could make this a little better, and definitely at the top, and definitely the magentas over here. So you want to turn them into their own little neighborhoods, which we're going to see. Over here, the magenta's all one neighborhood. The green is all one neighborhood. The yellow is kind of one neighborhood. And over here, you can see I made the magenta not perfect, but it's more of one neighborhood so that you don't have traffic driving in front of the houses. And what I did with the motorways is I used them over the long distance. This is going from houses to workplaces, and I split between the two green ones. The gray one, I had little choice because we've got this workplace over here. Three houses might not be enough to fill that workplace. You notice that I could have saved a tile by cutting the angle on the corner. So over here again, the magenta is all one little neighborhood. Yellow is kind of. I could have done a better job. The magenta, I could have done a better job. The gray is all through one neighborhood. So you don't want to do motorways that go from houses to houses. It's kind of stupid. There's too many different colors over here. So you want to make it so that the gray doesn't come through here. You want the gray to go around. You need the tiles to do it. It was the yellow that failed. The yellow was unable to get to any of the workplaces. I tried to correct it with number 3 motorway over here, but I guess I waited too long. Um, but you can correct it. You can use a motorway to correct it. So here's a case where you can see I could have made a diagonal for green in order to get those vehicles to these workplaces a lot faster. And I got the yellow going long distance. It probably should have been split between the two. The blue is also being used to go from the workplace to the homes. But you don't want the grays. Like gray should have gone around the blue building. And then these grays should have gone around and this coming around this way. And then it would have prevented any congestion over here. Because what happened was I didn't have any vehicles that were able to get to the gray over here. And then if you look at this one over here, you can see that this gray neighborhood should have connected directly to this gray workplace, and same with this gray neighborhood, which is actually correct. So this one over here was done wrong. Over here, here's another example. I should have made a little diagonal. I should have built a diagonal for these gray buildings coming across this way and connected these to over here. It doesn't work that way. From the magenta, they got to go this way. They got to turn right. And in fact, they can't even make it that way. They got to go this way and around, and then through here and all the way back. I really screwed it up. So that was a mistake. And the magenta going up, he's obviously going to go to there. Over here with the yellow, I should have made a road going across the top and then in, and it would have done a lot better. And you can see the blue, they got to go a long distance. They should have had a better route to get to the blue building, but they don't. So again, you see the neighborhoods are more together, the greens together, magentas together. The gray, I isolated it so it's only gray going down this road for the most part. Green needs a road coming around here to this building. Yellow needs a road going across the top to this building. Magenta needs a road going through the middle, which it kind of does have. So it wasn't so bad. Stay a little while longer because the next map is going to be really interesting. This one, it looks like I didn't make it so far. All the gray are over here. The green are over here. I made a green connection. I see how I divided the green, the yellow, and the magenta into different little neighborhoods. And the magenta mixes in with the yellow. The yellow I should have made a little bit of a better neighborhood over here. but the yellow goes right in over here. There's a lot of vehicles backed up on this intersection. You see, it's the light green. I bet you I lost because of the light green. All these vehicles need to make it to their homes. And if they don't make it to their homes, then they can't go out to the workplaces. They got to get home as quickly as possible so they can make it out to the workplace as quickly as possible. I got the number 3 motorway over here. It would have been better if I probably connected it from down below and around, because all this traffic would have come up through here and it would not have created a traffic jam with these other vehicles. Or maybe even better, bring it out over to the other green. This was my last map. I quit the game after this. I got a high score, which is like 2,000. Made the top 20%. But look at Magenta. All these vehicles trying to come in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And there's one coming out, and then there's a bunch of them over here. And I lost because of this Magenta building right here. And I really was like, there's no way I should have lost. All those cars going in were unable to make it, and there's a traffic light. The traffic light allows 2 vehicles in and out at a time. So the traffic lights don't work. You got to come up with a better system. And I know that there is a problem here in that there's 2 roads coming together to one entrance, which might be the problem why they can't get in and out. I'll have to fix it in a later game. But you can see if you look at this road, it's all magenta. You look at this road, it's all gray. You look at this one, it's all blue. You look at this one, it's all yellow. I really did a great job. And over here, it's all green. If study this map, and you'll see I did a great job isolating it. So only yellow comes on this road, only gray comes on this road, although some of it is shared with the yellow over here. The green worked out great with the diagonal going into this neighborhood, the yellow with the motorway. I got up to 6 motorways. The blue, you see how it goes around? Look at where the blue is. The shortest route is to go through these buildings. The system sent vehicles a longer route around, which reduces congestion. So building routes around buildings from blue over here around this building through here is shorter. I'm sorry, is faster, less congested than going through these buildings and into here. So that was a smart move. And then I made the direct route for motorway number 4. I could have probably made motorway number 4 over here, and I would have gotten the blue. You see the magenta's going that way too because the magenta wants to go down here. They could have probably shared that motorway, but maybe I should have moved this a little bit down more, and it would have been better, and maybe get rid of number 3 and use it somewhere else where I could need it. But this is really working out. And I saw a guy who had a score of 4,000. You know that's one of the high scores. And his map was pretty simple. It wasn't jam-packed. I don't know if his score was not correct or not, but it's based on how many of these, I think they're called pips, how many you pick up. Every time you pick one up, you get counted 1 added to your score, and maybe it stops populating. I don't know. But I will tell you, if you look at all the buildings, you'll notice that they're all waiting for someone to go pick something up. They really, 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 you really get congestion in the higher maps. So when this game happened, I was upset that I lost. I said, you know what? I'm going to stop playing the game for a while because I thought this was a super perfect layout. I'm sure that someone's out there is going to say, no, I did this one wrong over here. I should have come up with a better way instead of maybe the 2 connections, and it was bad. But how can I predict that that's going to be a problem? There's no way for me to predict that. Okay, so that's it. If you want to read what I wrote and look at the maps, go to cheapbooks.cc, go to video games. In the Logic games, you got Mini Motorways, Los Angeles, and you can review this map. It's actually very well done look at the way I did the layout, you probably will learn a lot. I haven't written anything describing it yet. However, there's a chance that I will have something added. This was July 9th, 2022. If it's been a long time since then, there's a chance I will have gone in and updated some information over here. Okay, I've got more information on this game. I've got Beijing, I've got the review, I've got some tips. If you want to read about them, go to cheapbooks.cc and look for the Mini Motorways forum in the video game section.